Hello everyone. In this video I'll be explaining about one of the most reliable theories which is used for determination of structure of molecule, that is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, which is also known as VSEPR theory. So firstly, let me tell some introduction about this topic. That is, it was proposed by Sidgwick and Powell in 1940, and then it is mainly based on the repulsion, that is repulsion of electron pairs. So what we actually see in this theory is that whenever we consider a molecule, we find out how many pairs of electrons are there around the central atom, and then we find out the structure of the molecule based on the repulsion of the electron pairs which is present around the central atom. So it was further developed and redefined by Nyholm and Jellips in the year 1957. So here, why we need this theory accordingly, that is valence shell electron, that is we are only concerned with the electrons in the valence shell of the atoms. Electron pair, here in this theory we consider electrons in pairs. So mainly we are considering two types of electron pairs. Okay, lone pairs and bond pairs. Okay, then why is this word repulsion? So why we consider this repulsion is we are considering what is the repulsion between the electron pairs. When we consider lone pairs and bond pairs, what is the repulsion between bond pair or bond pair lone pair or between the two lone pairs? So one more thing you have to remember in terms of repulsion is the lone pair repulsion is always higher than lone pair bond pair repulsion, and again this is higher than bond pair repulsion. Okay, so these are the things to be kept in mind before deducing the geometry of the molecules by making use of VSEPR theory. Explain this theory by taking examples of these three, that is methane, ammonia and water. So let me first go to the most simplest example, that is methane. So now we know the molecular formula of methane is CH4. So first what we do is, you write the electronic configuration of carbon and hydrogen, and I've already written this. So we know that the atomic number of carbon is 6. So the electronic configuration is written accordingly. Now, first thing is we have to identify which is the valence shell of this carbon. So here we know that this is the valence shell of carbon and it has 4 electrons. Same way here, hydrogen, it has only 1 electron. So the electronic configuration is 1:1. So this entire thing is the valence shell of hydrogen. So now we have to identify which is the central atom in this molecule. How to identify the central atom is the atom which is less or least in number in that molecule. So here we know that carbon, it is only one atom is present, whereas 4 atoms of hydrogen is present. So what we do is, carbon is the central atom. Let us concentrate how many electrons are there in the valence shell. So here you know that there are 4 electrons. So I represent the 4 electrons of carbon in this direction by making use of this symbol. Here we know that hydrogen has only 1 electron in the valence shell. But how many hydrogens are there? There is 4 atoms of hydrogen. So what I do is, I write 4 atoms of hydrogen, and since each hydrogen contributes 1 electron, let me represent the 1 electron here. We already know that each covalent bond is made up of 2 electrons. So now it is very evident that, see, this is 1 covalent bond, 1 more, so 3 and 4. So totally there are 4 covalent bonds that are making up the methane molecule. So let me represent this covalent bond like this. So these 2 electrons, for example, if I take this bond, these 2 electrons belong to hydrogen as well as it belongs to carbon also. Because in a covalent bond, the 2 electrons are shared between the 2 atoms. So these 2 electrons belong to carbon as well as hydrogen. So when I draw this representation, all these electrons should be included with carbon as well. So if I count it, so carbon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of methane molecule. So it indicates it has an octet configuration around the carbon, which makes it a stable molecule in the form of CH4. So here you know that there are 4 covalent bonds, and these electron pairs, all these are bonded electrons, that is bond pair of electrons. Previously I had explained there are 2 types of electron pairs. So here all are involved in bonding, so all are bond pairs of electrons. These electron pairs will arrange in such a way that the repulsion between them will be least and the distance between them will be maximum. So if these conditions have to be justified, it will be arranged in a tetrahedral structure. So carbon surrounded by 4 hydrogens. Okay, since there are 4 bond pairs around this carbon, there may be a question, why would the structure of methane be in this form, that is CH4. Here, if this is the form, then the bond angle will be 90 degrees. But if this 3-dimensional tetrahedral structure is the correct structure, then the bond angle will be 109.5 degrees. Okay, so here, according to VSEPR theory, the electron pairs should be as far from each other as possible, so that the repulsion between the electron pairs will be less and the overall energy of the system will be also less. So here you can see, if you compare these 2 structures, here the bond angle will be more. That means the distance between the electron pairs is more, so that the repulsion is less. Whereas here, comparatively, the distance between the bond pairs will be lesser, which will result in increase in the energy. If energy is increased, you already know the stability is less. So now let me take another example. So here we have seen a molecule in which all the 4 bond pairs, all the 4 electron pairs are bond pairs. Now let me take one more example, that is the simple example of ammonia. So here we know that the 2 atoms that are involved are 2 types of atoms involved are nitrogen and hydrogen. So I have written the electronic configuration for nitrogen as well as hydrogen. So first step, as I have done for methane, the same thing. What you have to do is identify the valence ship. So here we know that there are 5 electrons in the valence ship, and here hydrogen, as we have discussed in the previous example, there is 1 electron in the valence ship. So first, next step what we have to do is we have to identify which is the central atom. So it is very evident from this, that is nitrogen is the central atom surrounded by 3 hydrogens. So here you can see nitrogen, and how many electrons are there in the valence ship? There are 3 plus 2, 5 electrons. So let me draw 5 electrons around nitrogen. Now you can see that how many hydrogens are there? There are 3 hydrogen atoms. So 3 hydrogen atoms are surrounding this nitrogen. So here each hydrogen contributes 1 electron to form this covalent bond. So now I can again draw the structure. So these 2 electrons are involved in the formation of 1 covalent bond. Now as I have already explained, the 2 electrons belong to both the atoms in the covalent bond. So let me draw the structure by including all these electrons to nitrogen as well. So here you can see 1, 2 and 3. 3 electron pairs are bond pairs. So bond pairs are 3, whereas these 2 electrons of nitrogen are not involved in bonding at all. They are only concentrated on the nitrogen atom. So these are called as lone pairs. So how many lone pairs are there? It is only 1. Since I have told in the beginning itself, we are only concentrating on the electron pairs, not the electron number. So number of bond pairs are 1, 2 and 3, whereas number of lone pair is only 1. So now total number of electron pairs are 4, but out of that 1 is lone pair of electron. So if the total number of electron pairs are 4, the actual structure should be tetrahedral. But here, since there is 1 lone pair, there will be repulsion from the lone pair towards all the 3 bond pairs. So from the regular tetrahedral structure, there will be a small deviation. So the structure of ammonia will be pyramidal in shape. That the structure, it will change to the pyramidal shape. Why it changes to the pyramidal shape? Because there will be more repulsion from this lone pair towards the bond pairs. So since there is repulsion from the lone pair towards the bond pairs, these bond pairs will come closer towards each other because all these three bond pairs are repelled from this lone pair. So what happens here is, since these bond pairs come closer to each other, the bond angle will decrease and it is equal to 170.
So we can deduce the structure of molecule based on VSEPR theory. So we know the molecular formula of water is H2O, and the two types of atoms that are involved are oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen has the atomic number 8 with the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2 or 2p4, whereas hydrogen has only one electron with the electronic configuration of 1s1. Next thing is, we need to identify what is the valence shell. So here the valence shell of oxygen contains 2 plus 4, that is 6 electrons. So now we know that oxygen is a central atom. So let me draw oxygen, and there are two hydrogens which are surrounding the oxygen. So let me write two hydrogens on either side. Okay, so now we know that oxygen has 6 electrons in the valence shell, out of which 2 will be shared with hydrogen. Okay, so now if 2 are shared with hydrogens, how many are remaining? That is 4 electrons are remaining. So those 4 electrons will be only concentrated on the oxygen atom. So 2 I'll be writing here, and the other 2 will be writing here. So now totally 6 electrons of oxygen, out of which 2 are shared with the 2 hydrogens. Now each hydrogen contributes 1 electron to the formation of covalent bond. So 1 electron from this hydrogen and 1 electron from this hydrogen. So here this results in the formation of 1 covalent bond and another covalent bond. So totally there are 2 covalent bonds in this molecule. So here you can see that if I have to draw the structure of molecule, so these 2 electrons belong to hydrogen as well as oxygen, and these 2 electrons belong to both the atoms, that is oxygen and hydrogen. Whereas all these electrons belong to oxygen, and I will draw the structure like this. So here if you can see, these 2 and these 2 electrons, that is totally 4 electrons, are bond pairs of electrons. That is, we have 2 bond pairs of electrons in water molecule, whereas these are lone pair of electrons. So totally there are 2 lone pairs of electrons and 2 bond pairs of electrons. So bond pair of electrons is 2 and lone pair of electrons is 2. So now total number of electron pairs around the central atom, that is around central atom oxygen, is 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, irrespective of whether it is a bond pair or a lone pair. So the actual structure should be tetrahedral, because we know that whenever there are 4 electron pairs around the central atom, the structure will be tetrahedral. But here, since 2 lone pairs are present, the structure will be distorted. So the structure is bent or angular. So here we have the structure of water. So here what happens in the regular tetrahedron, so regular tetrahedron should look something like this. So tetrahedron will look like this if all the 4 are bond angles. But here, since 2 are lone pairs, so 2 positions will be occupied by the lone pair of electrons. So what happens? Due to the presence of the lone pairs of electrons, these 2 bond pairs will be repelled by the lone pairs. So here 2 types of repulsions come into picture. Lone pair repulsion, that is repulsion between these 2 lone pairs, and lone pair repulsions. Okay, of course there will be bond pair repulsion, but it will be of lower order when compared to lone pair repulsion and lone pair repulsion. So here, since bond pair repulsion is of lower order compared to these repulsions, that is LP-LP repulsion or LP-BP repulsion, these 2 bonds will try to come closer to each other. I mean these 2 bonds. Okay, so when these two bonds come closer to each other, of course you can understand that the bond angle will decrease. So bond angle will decrease from the normal tetrahedral angle of 109.5 degree to 104.5 degree. So it is very evident why there is decrease in the bond angle. That is because of the presence of two lone pairs, and repulsion between lone pair and lone pair bond pair will force the bond pairs to come closer to each other, and hence the bond angle will decrease from 109.5 to 104.5. So this is the structure of water molecule. So in this video I have explained how to deduce the geometry of some simple molecules such as methane, ammonia and water by making use of VSEPR theory. In my next video, I'll be explaining about the structure of other molecules based on VSEPR theory. I'll be also explaining about how the regular geometries of trigonal bipyramidal and octahedral geometry will be distorted due to the presence of lone pairs of electrons around the central atom. So the next video, named as VSEPR Part 2, will be uploaded soon in YouTube. If you like this video and if you find it useful, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this to the other people who find it useful. Thank you for watching the video.